We back. We is here. I'm trying to be more consistent because, that's how you grow. That's how you make things happen, staying consistent. So something I want to talk about is having nothing to believe in. I've been here before. I feel like majority of humans have been in this position before where you just have nothing to believe in. And how do you keep going? How did I keep going? What do you make when you have nothing? How do you make something out of nothing? Whenever I felt like I had nothing to believe in, like I was just going day in, day out, just nothing. I just felt empty. That's what it feels like. It felt like to me, it was just empty. And I was going in these days with no intentions at all. No goals, nothing I want to live for. I was just going through the motions every single day. And, going to work, getting the money, and sometimes I would work out or I would, go home and read or just something, but I still felt empty. Even if I'm doing things that matter, it just didn't matter to me. Just going to work felt empty. I felt like I had no value there. Working out, and that's supposed to be you improving yourself, you gaining that muscle, and you're fighting that mental game too that comes with working out. That was even still just, I felt like nothing. I still didn't feel any belief in it. And the way I feel like you can get out of this cycle of not believing in anything, and whenever you have no faith or just no vision for the future, really, is I feel like you gotta start small. You gotta do the small things. If that's making your bed, or if that's, going outside for a walk. You gotta find value in these little things. Find appreciation for it, finding gratitude for it. Like, dang, like I could walk. I could go outside. I could breathe this air, this fresh air, and really enjoy it. And I have free will to do whatever I want, whenever I please. And finding hope in that. Finding, you don't have to have like these big goals. A lot of people make it seem like, oh, you gotta have these 5-year goals, these 1-year goals, these 10-year goals. What do you envision yourself doing? A lot of times, I have no answer for that. Myself, I have no answer for that still. I can't think that far, because I change my mind like this. I can't stay on one thing for too long, it's terrible. That's why it's hard for me to stay consistent a lot, and that's something I'm working on, but it's hard for me to just stay on one thing. So whenever people do ask me these 5-year goals, I don't have an answer for it, because I know within myself, if I say something right now, it's most likely going to change. Without a doubt, it's probably going to change. So even if you just find something small, you don't even need to have a why for it. If you just want to do it, go do it. Who cares? Just go do it. As long as you have that small belief right now, and you keep working on it, and you keep doing it, and maybe you'll like it, you'll enjoy it, and maybe you can make something out of it. And then sometimes you won't. Maybe you'll find out you don't like it, but at least you tried. At least you went out there and you did it. So it wasn't all for nothing. You still ended up trying it, experiencing it. You didn't like it. Oh well. Now what? Now we go on to the next thing, and you try that thing. But the thing is, you never just want to give up. Your life is valuable. Everybody's life is valuable. Everyone has potential. Think about like the biggest idols and everything. You could be the biggest idol. It's just that they didn't give up, and you shouldn't give up. No one should give up. You keep on working, and you show up. You got to show up for yourself. Even whenever you feel like you don't have nothing to believe in, you still got to show up for yourself day in and day out. You just got to make it happen. So with doing these small things, and also you could watch YouTube videos, or just something, reading a book about how someone else found belief, how they found hope in other things, and how they found their goals and everything. Even if you got to steal a little bit of information, advice from other people, that's okay. You can make it your own. You can make it your own, just still bits and pieces of like, oh, okay, they did this or they did that. But just finding that way for you. Finding what works for you. Just not giving up and still showing up for yourself. And through this, I feel like you'll end up gaining belief. Even if it's not from religion, you could end up getting it from religion, believing in God, being a Christian or a Buddhist or I'm not too good Muslims, just having a religion too could also help. Just knowing that God is always going to show up for you. So living through him, living for God, living for God's purpose is a way to find belief too. But at the end of the day, I believe you have to show up for yourself. And you can't take this life for granted. So with the time that you do have in this very short life, a lot of people think we got a long life. This is a very short life. It's sad, but it's true. It is a very short life. So while you're here, you got to enjoy it. You got to embrace it. And you got to love people. You can't soak in your sorrows, by having no belief in your future. You just got to have belief for one day. And then this day will get gone. And then that next day, you got to have belief for that day. Just believe in yourself that you will end up finding belief. Why don't you do that? You will end up finding belief in yourself if you just keep showing up for yourself and you keep doing the small things that matter to you. Even whenever it feels like it has no purpose and you don't see no improvement. Let's say you are going to the gym and working out. Even if you feel like you don't see no improvement, keep showing up for yourself. Go in day and day out and keep doing it. And one day, you will see improvement. And you'll be very proud of yourself that you kept on going. But I hope you have a blessed day, and thank you.